We all, at some point, have lived a way in our life ignorantly, not knowing what we are doing, harming somebody else without knowing it, right? Others have gone and done it on purpose, or others have participated in systems that did that. I say all of that to say, when you do that, that's not really a weakness in you. It's you understanding that there's a certain behavior that you've done in the past that you need to correct for, make whole for, and move on, right? Like, that's just how it should be. I think that's what a lot of the big religions in the world kind of see, is like self-reflection, purification, and an attempt to be better, right? In that sense, when you think about diversity and equity and inclusion, what I think is this world for a long while, whether it be through ignorance or whether it be through actual malicious intent, have removed assets and resources from massive groups of people simply based off of the fact that they needed that, and they justified it by labeling those group of races to be something less. So you have to acknowledge that there's been a significant period of time in history where there was systematic mechanical designs that have been put in place to do that. Then to wake up today and say, yeah, I think we should go away, I'm all about inclusion, without actually having a plan in place that is equally, right, thought through, equally executed, is nonsense, right? Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you can't go and physically figure out, I'm going to break that person's bone, and you go and do it, and then later on say, oh yeah, I kind of messed up, hopefully it heals. You got to take an actual step in putting that back together. And so that doesn't necessarily mean you're weak. What that means is that you have to reflect and make an adjustment. In the same way, when you individually make a reflection and make an adjustment, and sometimes it means giving up something that you like, that you shouldn't have, and you got it through means that are not justified, right? That doesn't make you weaker. That actually makes it better. You, at least going forward for whatever new accomplishments that you have, you can say it's purely because of my work, not because of what I did to the other person or somebody else to get myself to this situation. So in a sense, I think if you're a person who's on the opposite end of this conversation, the question is, I think the benefit to you is it's a liberating feeling to be a part of it. Because at that point, at some point, you can say, like, I've made whole, attempted to make whole for this, and now going forward, we are all operating in meritocracy. Until then, it can't be done. And so I think personally, if you have to go back to it, like to kind of put the close to it, is diversity and inclusion, I think, is just correcting for past situations so that we can all have a better start.